Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to talk about feminism, and in this session we will be discussing a lot of related concepts that might sound a bit similar to each other, but there's no need to worry at all. And of course, I'll also try to keep the concepts as simple as possible, alright? And also bear in mind that this lecture will be divided into some parts, maybe 4 or 5. So some of the topics mentioned here will be discussed in this part of the video, and the remaining will be discussed in other parts, of course. Alright, so let's begin our talk with a little bit of background of feminism, what happened and what led to the rise of this huge movement. There's no doubt that throughout history women have been oppressed. They have been deprived of their own rights. They have been exploited. They have been confined to the domestic sphere. Even in medieval Europe, women were denied the right to own property, and they didn't have right to get education, right to study. They didn't have the right to vote, or they weren't even allowed to participate in the public affairs or politics. Their contributions in the academic disciplines were completely ignored. Alright, their work went completely unnoticed in literature, in the social sciences, and the worst part was that in history and in the production of knowledge, or let's say the people who were responsible for producing knowledge, they completely ignored the contributions of women. They completely ignored the perspectives, the opinions, the experiences of women. Alright, the knowledge production within the academic disciplines was from a male centered view. It was from a man's point of view, alright? And what would be the most appropriate word to define such a situation, or let's say to define such a practice? Remember, we learned in our previous lecture. It's androcentrism, alright? Androcentrism is the practice of applying masculine point of view to everything, applying masculine point of view to one's worldview, to how one sees his world, alright? And this, as a result, obviously marginalizes women, marginalizes femininity. Alright, so this word is known as androcentrism, and please do remember this word. We might be using this word a lot in our coming lectures. Alright, so let's get back to the topic. The issues of women, their contributions, their interests, their experiences were completely ignored in the academic disciplines. Alright, even in parts of Germany, a husband had a right to sell his wife. That's very unfortunate. A woman could not conduct business without a male representative, be it father, husband, brother, son, or an agent. Moreover, women had no control over their own children without the permission of their husbands. No right to education, no right to employment, no right to vote, no right to participate in the public affairs, no recognition in the academic disciplines, and on top of that, they were constantly being exploited. They were being oppressed. They were victims of sexual harassment, they were victims of domestic violence, and they were victims of rape. And the sad truth is that all of these cruel practices, all of these restrictions on women still continue to exist in some parts of the world, even today. So that's very unfortunate. And it was under these conditions, these unfortunate circumstances, which led to mobilize women to fight for their own rights, to take a stand, to talk about their rights, to talk about equality. And this is what introduced into our world a movement for equal rights for women, a movement for equality for all sexes. And this movement is precisely known as feminism. Alright, so feminism is basically a movement. Now, what is meant by a movement? What does it mean? A movement is when a group of people who share the same belief, the same ideas, same goals, they unite together to bring about some sort of gradual change, to bring about some sort of development, some sort of change of opinion in the people, some sort of change of attitude among the people, some sort of change in the policies, change in the laws, to bring about changes in all these spheres. Alright, so in simple words, a movement is a group of people with some common aims, common goals, and they unite together to bring about some change. So feminism is a movement. And what is this movement about? This movement is about equality of women. This movement is about equality of all sexes. Their goal is to achieve social, personal, economic, political equality for all sexes. Alright, their goal is to achieve equality in social, personal, economic, and political areas. Alright, in simple words, the advocates of feminism or the feminists believe that men and women should have equal rights and equal opportunities. That's important. And there should not be any discrimination on the basis of sex. Alright, there should not be sexism, there should not be oppression. Okay, so I just used another new word, and that's sexism. What is meant by sexism? Sexism refers to the practice of discrimination on the basis of a person's gender. Alright, to discriminate on the basis of a person's sex or gender. Now, sexism can affect anyone, but it primarily affects women and girls because they are the ones who mostly face gender based discrimination, of course, in contrast to men. Alright, so feminism refers to the theory of political, economic, social, and personal equality of all sexes. It promotes the belief that women should be allowed the same rights, power, and opportunities as men and be treated in the same way as men are being treated. And a person who practices feminism can either be a man or a woman. It doesn't matter, alright? It's not necessary that only a woman can be a feminist. Even a man can be a feminist if he believes in equal rights for all sexes, equal rights for women. We can also say that feminism is a struggle against sexism. It's a struggle against gender-based discrimination. It's against gender inequality. It's against gender-based violence. All right. So feminism aims to end sexism. It aims to end the sexist exploitation of women, to end the oppression of women. All right. It's an organized effort. It's an organized effort to provide women with equal rights and equal opportunities. So feminism is putting a lot of effort to bring a positive change in society, and that change includes fighting gender-based discrimination, gender stereotypes, and also fighting the misogynistic attitudes. Misogynistic refers to the condition of prejudice against women, biasness against women, alright? So feminism is of course fighting against those misogynistic attitudes, and it's trying to establish educational and professional opportunities for women. They are seeking to establish equal rights for women, equal opportunities for women. Alright, so feminist movements have campaigned to obtain various rights for women, and that includes the right to vote, the right to own property, the right to hold public office, to work, to employment, to earn fair wages, to equal pay, and to eliminate the gender pay gap, alright, to receive education, to study, to enter into contracts, and to have equal rights within marriage, to have maternity leave. And feminists have also worked to ensure access to legal abortions and to protect women and girls from rape, from sexual harassment, and from domestic violence. So feminism, which actually originated in the West, has now become a worldwide phenomena. It has now become a global phenomena, and of course it is manifested throughout the world, and it is represented by various institutions, various organizations that are committed to work on behalf of women's rights and to promote their interests. So I think that's all for today, and this was a very brief introduction of feminism, and of course we will also be discussing the other mentioned topics on our slide. Alright, so take care of yourselves, and inshallah we will see each other in our next lectures. Allah Hafiz.